So in this video, I'm gonna explain why does your iPhone get hot. So I've split it into like 6 sections of different issues that may occur and may make your iPhone hotter than you think it should be. So the first one is external factors. There are 2 different external factors, either thick or non-breathable cases, especially if you're charging or gaming, and that problem typically occurs on cases that are made of materials that just are, don't support that heat dissipation, and your iPhone does indeed get hotter because of that. So you may want to take that case off, maybe replace it with some other case. I know that you probably still want that protection on your phone, but maybe you'll find a thinner case that still protects your phone, or maybe a case that has some air ventilation. Of course, it doesn't have a fan or some like holes on the back, but some cases, you might have seen them on the internet, maybe you're using one. The cases that are like, I don't know, military grade, and they're made of 2 parts, the front screen protection and the back protection. They click on together or screw on together even, and those cases aren't too good at heat dissipation, so you just may experience problems like this. I think personally that I would choose a case that is made of silicone, not really plastic. I wouldn't choose plastic myself. Then also it's worth noting that when there's like a cutout for the camera, it'll be better for heat dissipation. Maybe if there's a better, like bigger cutout here, it'll also dissipate the heat here. Maybe a cutout for the buttons, maybe not, depending on how protective you want it to be. Just if it's too thick, then it's probably gonna overheat. Now also keep your phone out of direct sunlight or hot environments. That's a pretty common and pretty like known thing, but sometimes you just may forget about it, and that's why your phone may get hot, especially if you're charging or gaming. This is gonna like repeat through all of the steps here. If you're charging and gaming, or charging or gaming or whatever, if you're just like doing those things, then there's a higher chance of your phone getting hotter. So yeah. Now the second part is adjusting your usage habits. You'll need to avoid running too many apps at once if you experience that heat. So if you are running like several apps, switching between them quickly, especially if those apps aren't well optimized, like Instagram. Yeah, I just like hate optimization of Instagram. It's one of those, like, I think it's the most popular app that belongs in the section of poorly optimized ones. It's really just like draining the battery a lot and hitting your phone a lot, so you may want to limit usage of that, or especially if you're charging, as I said earlier. And also, if your phone heats up too much, you may want to pause game. It's normal for the phone to get hot, not too hot, not overheat, but it's normal for the phone to get hot, and it's normal to get for the phone to get very hot while gaming for an extended period of time. Also, if you're doing a long video, if you're recording a long video, on your phone that is in 4K, then you may want to stop that recording or switch to HD instead of 4K, because 4K video recording does indeed use a lot of power, and especially in direct sunlight or while charging. Now, the third thing, let's optimize our settings. If you're not using Bluetooth or Wi-Fi or AirDrop, you may want to disable those features so they don't take out your battery. Let's slide down from the right top part of the screen. You'll see this center here. I'm gonna click on the 4 small buttons to open the whole center. And now there is Wi-Fi, AirDrop, and Bluetooth, and mobile data as well if you have a SIM card in. And those, of course, often you'll need them, like your Bluetooth for your Bluetooth headphones, your Wi-Fi for like any internet access whatsoever, or AirDrop for receiving AirDrop. But if you're not currently using them, you may want to disable them to limit the overheating of your phone. Now let's get to the next thing, which is disabling background app refresh for unnecessary apps. If you go to settings, then you can go to, like, let's just search for it. Yeah, you can see it's in general. So let's go to general. I could have just clicked on that, but I just want to show you where it is. Go to general, and then background app refresh. And now, if there are apps that you don't need to refresh in the background, like, honestly, I don't need Bases app to refresh in the background. I don't really need that game. I don't need that Mario Run game as well. So if there are apps that you don't need to refresh in the background, you may want to disable the refreshing. Remember that if you do that, then notifications from the app may not be delivered on time, and for some apps you just don't need notifications on time, and from some you need. So if you need notifications on time from a certain app, maybe don't disable background app refresh for it, but for some other ones, some games or just some apps that you only need when you open them and don't need notifications or to work with something else, then you can just disable that. Now, also, it's worth lowering the screen brightness, because screen brightness does make a lot of heat, because it's just, you know, the diodes on the screen are lighting up and light produces heat. Even OLED displays, it's like very normal to produce heat for the display, and you may want to lower the screen brightness just like that. Now, the next thing, this is gonna be the fourth section, charging adjustments. First of all, use official or certified chargers and cables. It doesn't have to be a charger from Apple, but from a reputable brand, because chargers and cables, if they are from some generic no-name brands, they may be a little just, you know, not, I don't really know how to explain it properly. It's just that these chargers may be inconsistent in the power they are outputting, and then your phone has to dissipate that power into heat. So, you know, the power then gets consistent in the phone, and to do that, it just produces heat to, like, sort of get rid of that power. So this is the thing. Also, don't use your phone heavily while charging. I've already said, like, gaming and charging. Yeah, if you're gaming and charging at the same time, your phone is gonna overheat, and this is it. And also, as I said earlier, while charging, if your phone feels too warm, then you may want to remove the case. Now, some software fixes. So we can either restart the phone if it gets too hot. We can do it by pressing and holding on power and either of the volume buttons. Then sliding the slider to power off, waiting until the phone gets fully off. It'll take about 15 seconds. Then pressing and holding on the power button to turn the phone on. I'll release because maybe I waited for too short. Let's try that again. Yeah, and now it should turn on and it should be all fine now. Then the next thing is checking for iOS updates, because sometimes the heating is caused by software bugs, especially if you're running beta iOS software. I don't really recommend running beta iOS software. I know I am right now, and but that's only because it's my work phone. But you can see in the settings that in general there's software update, and you may have beta updates enabled. Those beta updates will for sure overheat your phone, and it's just something that you need to get ready for while enabling beta. So I don't think it's worth for a standard user to turn on beta at all. That's the first thing. And second thing is that I don't really think that you should do it on a main phone that you just expect it to work properly. You can see there's beta updates, but if you don't have the beta updates enabled, then it's still worth going to software update and checking for normal, just standard public updates to see if maybe that update fixes what problem you've got. Then also, if your overheating happens often, you may want to reset your phone. And for that, I'd first recommend backing up your phone by going to the... but you can back it up in different methods. Basically, there are probably videos about it on backing the phone up. You can back it up to iCloud or to your computer, and then reset the iPhone and then restore the backup, and it'll be all fine. It may be all fine. And now some long-term checks. The sixth section is if heating only happens after a new app installed, then uninstall it. Check the battery health in settings, then battery. Then you'll find at the bottom battery health and charging, maximum capacity, and if that battery health is low, then it may make your phone overheat a little bit. And then if your battery health is poor, you may need to consider a replacement. Replacement of the battery may fix some problems connected with the overheating, but make sure that you replace it with an original battery, because some knockoff batteries, some replicas, some fake batteries may overheat even more. So yeah, if your iPhone overheats, then these are the fixes. If it still does after the fixes, then maybe there's a hardware issue like a failing battery or a logic board. In that case, I think that visiting Apple support or an authorized repair center is the best. And I hope that the video was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.